Hello guys, welcome to Sementia Learning and Development Farm here in Sohom, the eastern region of Ghana. You know us to usually go to South Africa. Fred shows you all the videos where he goes to learn more knowledge on how to improve on this livestock business we are into. And you know us to be the go-to channel for everything livestock. By the way, if this is your first time watching us, welcome to Farming in Africa YouTube channel. If you're already a subscriber, I always say you know what to do. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any content we bring your way. Well, today, guess what? We have brought South Africa to Ghana. We are not in South Africa. We have brought South Africa to Ghana because we have an expert with over 12 years experience in animal health and nutrition. He's called John, and he's the one going to lead this particular episode today. We are going to milk his knowledge as much as possible before he returns to South Africa, guys. He works with Altech company, a global leader also in animal health and nutrition. He's here at our farm. For those of you who think, oh, when we ask you to buy feed, it's because we are just marketing. No, everything we sell to you, remember, we have our own animals. We feed them with the same. And so whatever we give you, believe us, it's quality, it's tried, and it's tested. Let's just go straight to John. And then, greetings from South Africa. I told you South Africa is in Ghana today. Hello, John.
Hello, Grace. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Nice to meet you.
It's so wonderful to be here.
How do you find the weather in Ghana, first of all?
It's wonderfully hot. Look, it's quite hot, but it's where we are. It is part of the challenges you have here. Naturally, that adds to the challenges of farming here with livestock.
Yes.
But we make plans.
I don't think you are used to the heat, right? You can't
Not
get
this
used to
humidity.
this.
I think this humidity, the temperature is one thing, but the humidity is
It makes
something
things
else.
worse.
It's like being in a sauna all the time. I love it.
Anyway, he's been gracious. He says he loves it. Let's believe him. So, as an expert with over 12 years experience in animal health and nutrition, you are here today practically at our farm. You've seen goats you are probably used to seeing in your beautiful country, right here in the hot country of Ghana. What is your overall impression?
Look, this is a wonderful concept that you guys have put together here.
Great.
I think the idea of adding an intensive factor into your farm where you can utilize your space better, fill in the gaps of nutrition that they might not be getting from the pastoral lands. It's going to help with efficiency in production and food security. And I think to actually see the farm, the layout of the farm, the visions for where it's going, it's very exciting. It is here, it is real. I mean, the animals are here, the feeding is here.
Yeah.
And it's being done. So it's, you know, I myself too can learn from a farm like this because this is the first time I'm on a farm like this in this kind of climate.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
it's, yeah, as much as I've been around for 12 years doing this, I still learn almost every farm I go to. There's something
That's
I can
true.
pick up.
Wow.
So yes, this is my first time in Ghana, so I'm learning a lot about the area and the challenges.
Yep.
But I think you guys have really started something that's going to really transform how things can be done here.
Thank you. We are humbled for your kind compliments. Now, seeing animals, the exotic breeds in Ghana, we refer to them as exotic breeds, but I'm sure to you, it's of course, obviously very local.
The little ones are exotic to me.
Oh, the West African dwarfs, guys, they are his exotic. The difference is obviously wild. How do you feel seeing your animals doing so well in this climate? Do you think they've adjusted very well to this climate?
Well, they look healthy. I don't see any problems with them. They don't have any external signs of health problems.
Okay.
Obviously, the climate is something that any animal will have to adapt to.
Yes.
It might never fully adapt. It might just be something that the animals learn to perform under those stress conditions.
Yeah.
So I do believe that there is merit to crossing perhaps the local breeds with these breeds. And down the line, you know, that's how one can adapt a breed that has got some of the traits of these breeds with the adaptability and the survivability in this climate of the smaller breeds or the local breeds. So it's all happening here. I mean, again, I can't tell you what's happening here because you guys are pioneering this. I'm here I can help with some things. I have experience in nutrition and management on different levels, but when it comes to adapting a breed to Ghana, you guys are on the forefront.
Anyway, we are the forefronts from the horse's own mouth. I already mentioned we have brought South Africa to Ghana today, and he is Am I right to say you're representing Altech?
Yes.
A global leader in animal health and nutrition. So guys, you just have to know that we've got something cooking for you. And you know me to always give you teasers because yeah, why not? You have to come back to us again for the details. But as he is here representing this credible global company which has years and years of experience in animal health and nutrition, believe us when we bring you certain information on livestock nutrition basically. So we are going to listen to John talk about Altech and maybe their plans they have, because as he is here, believe you me, I believe he came with solid motives and reasons to fly all the way to Ghana. So over to him why he is here first of all, and a little about Altech company as a whole. If you've not heard of them, hear from them from John.
Very much. So Altech is as you said, a global leader in animal nutrition and health.
Yep.
We own feed companies, premix companies. The parent company, or Altech itself, was founded in 1980 by Dr. Pierce Lyons in the US, and it's spread all over the world. We operate in over 132 countries.
Wow.
I myself am based in South Africa. Our headquarters for Africa are down there.
Yes.
And Ghana is, there's a lot of reasons companies are interested in Ghana right now. There's a climate here where there's a bit of stability, and I mean it's very fertile soil. So there's really, in agriculture, there's a lot that can be done, a lot that is going to be done and is being done. And yes, I think when it comes to livestock, we've got a lot of experience and we'd like to help. We've got contacts in all parts of Africa. We've got business all over, but Ghana is an area that's perhaps been a little bit far for us to reach. We've been here before. Our products have been in the country, but I do feel that we've not partnered necessarily in a smart way. Where I feel with farming in Africa, they're very involved with education, and that is something that's very important to us. Is that it doesn't help just sending products to a country and buy my products. There are so many products in this sphere of animal health, and not all of them are necessary and applicable. So it's very important that one establishes what the challenges are in a country and what solutions one can add to that. What can one bring that will add value to the farmers here, that will make them more money.
And that leads me to my next question, because you talked about how you guys have such experience and expertise in livestock nutrition. So what's your plan for Ghana?
Well, as
or
I said,
let's just say West Africa.
I've got a bit of learning to do. So I've been here for a few days now. I've been to a few farms, and it's not like Ghana is the only place like this in the world. It's very similar to other parts of Africa in many ways. But it does have its own unique challenges. You can't just take a blueprint from Europe or America and plug it into Ghana and think it's going to work. You need to be on the ground here. And again, you guys are very much involved with farming development and education. And I personally see that as a very good place for us to be connected to help with those things, because the things that Altech makes can only do their role if the management and the systems are in place for them to work. And I'm excited about it. I see that there's tremendous development coming this way. And I really want to be a part of that.
I told you, you just have to keep following us, because we've got something really cooking for you. Like you said, they have great plans for Ghana, not just Ghana actually, West Africa as a whole, because they are entering into the markets and they are bringing a lot of innovative livestock solutions to all of us interested in livestock farming business. And that is why I always say that if you're interested in venturing into this business, you are at the right place. We are the farm to show you that we practice what we preach. We don't just sell and market to you book knowledge. So back to John. I know the son, but you have to forgive me. I'm going to milk the knowledge I need from you as much as possible. What are some of the livestock solutions we should expect from you as you enter into the West African market?
So the initial thing that I think would make sense is that, the way the farming systems work here with livestock is you take the animals grazing, they come in at night. And generally the animals get most of what they need out there. They're sorting, they're grazing, but they're not necessarily getting enough to be as efficient as they can be. So one of the things that I'm looking at is on the trace mineral supplementation.
I'll be counting so we know how much you are bringing
trace
to
mineral
us.
is a big deal because that affects your fertility and your general health.
Trace mineral
supplementation. So the animals will get plenty of what they need out because they're selectively eating here and there, and they're getting a bit of again, there's a huge spread of raw materials. But, we just know that the different areas of the country and different areas in the world are rich and poor in different minerals.
Yeah.
So it's important to establish what those deficiencies are that they're not getting out there, and then that gets supplemented, whether it's in a lick or in a compound feed or in pellets. Just something that you can get. And also, if they're not eating enough, if they get some food outside, but you know that they're going to perform better with more food, then you want to push them with a little bit more feed. Provided they have the genetic merit for it, then that extra feed will turn into more milk or more meat.
Yes,
and
that's true.
and again, like it's new market for me here in Ghana, but the principles are the same. As if you've got the blueprint of genetics, if you have the management system that you guys have really nicely over here, then it's establishing how hard one can push it. What are the production limits that we have in this environment? And if we make sure we can put all the blocks in place, give them the right trace minerals, the right supplements, make sure their rumens are really healthy, help deal with some of the challenges they have from parasites and all of these things. If we can do that, then we will see just how far these animals are willing to go.
So talking about trace mineral supplementation, which is like a big thing you're going to help us solve, does it mean they don't get all of the necessary trace minerals from their foraging?
No, look, they might get adequate levels for a certain level, but if you want to be at your peak genetic potential, you can't go deficient on these things. And I mean, for instance, we know that there's just not much selenium in the soils across Africa. So selenium supplementation is probably like the first starting point I would look at, and that is pivotal and vital when it comes to nutrition, because it's involved in just about every cell function there is, and you really pick it up in fertility and in immunity.
Wow. It's vital to fertility and immunity.
Yes, and obviously that's like a cornerstone of agriculture. If your animals aren't breeding, and if they're constantly needing to be medicated, then you're never going to have a successful.
Nope, you're not going to get return on your investment.
And as with anything, prevention is better than cure. So if you can keep animals healthy, it's much more cost effective than having to always administer them with medicines when there's problems.
The way he keeps talking about, don't just go all out on medication, let's just try and tackle it from the roots. And he mentioned something very important, selenium supplementation, because it's vital to immunity and fertility, which basically is the bedrock of your livestock business. Listen, if I were you, I would be very, very interested in this and the solutions they've got to offer us. I also understand that they are, if I'm not wrong, you are the first non-pharmaceutical livestock solutions company.
Well, it's something like that. Of the top 10 animal health companies.
Yes, talk about that for me.
We're the only one that is non-pharmaceutical. So
what does it mean when you say non-pharmaceutical?
So we don't make drugs.
Great.
We make natural health solutions, prebiotics, probiotics. I said that. Organic trace minerals. When I say organic trace minerals, that's not referring to what many people might think. Organic just means it's not in an inorganic form. So often minerals are supplemented. I've seen all the supplementation I've seen in the shops around here. It's zinc sulfate, copper sulfate. It's either a sulfate or an oxide. It's a mineral salt, which is not a very efficient way of supplementing it. It's not something that the animals have systems to really cope with, and they have a lot of negative effects. It's better than nothing, but I think a better than nothing approach will only get you so far. So a proteinate mineral is, the mineral is bound in a protein complex, like it would be in forages and in feed. It's the natural way that animals and humans have evolved to metabolize trace minerals, to digest and metabolize. So that is something that's not really in the market here right now. And I think that will, specifically, as I said, on the selenium, because for now I know that is one thing that is deficient here. We are going to be doing tests to see what in the specific areas, what specific trace minerals are deficient. And then one can always supplement around that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that impacts things on like fertility.
I'm also looking forward to seeing the results of this research and all of these tests you are going to be conducting. And once again, we are very honored to have you here at our farm. And I'm glad that you've seen everything for yourself, because I know you've been following us online for a while. So guys, for him to be here practically, physically, literally, seeing and feeling and experiencing everything we experience here, I think it's a very beautiful experience. The sun, so let me try and cut it short so we both can go catch some rest. You talked about, I really love how you mentioned that it's a fact that selenium as a very important mineral is quite deficient in the soil of Africa. And so your solution you're going to base on that to really try and...
So, well, that is one of the things. So I said, like, I know that that's not the only.
Oh, definitely, that can't...
It's not the only trace mineral that would be. There's, and again, I think with this heat, one has to look at your electrolyte balance as well, because animals are going to be, we're feeling the heat, they're feeling the heat. You know, they need to drink more water, but they can't drink water that doesn't have a good balance of electrolytes, or else they're also not moving in the right direction.
Wow.
So again, it's not just trace minerals. I think looking at nutrition as a whole, looking at what do they have, what are they getting outside, what do I need to supplement to balance that on a macro level. So that's looking at protein and energy, and looking at electrolytes and looking at trace minerals. And as close as one can get to the ideal, as cost effectively as one can, because again, there's wonderful things one can do, but it might just not, the cost might not be justified.
Yes, that's true.
I think is to find sort of that sweet spot of
The balance
what do we
over
need to
there.
supplement, what are we getting, and how much do we need to invest to get the maximum return.
I agree with you.
And that's the goal. And I think you guys, with your blueprint over here, you've got a perfect spot where one can actually do quite a good run on these things.
All right.
And yeah, so I hope you're getting the houses in the shot there. I'm really impressed with these.
Listen, I think John has said it all, and we are very grateful for his visit here. They have a lot of good plans. Getting into the livestock nutrition, all of the deficiencies they are going to discover, and the ones we know already, we are going to have solutions for that. So if you're a farmer, listen, we understand your problems as well, and that is why when we finish with this solution and we bring it your way, you know we wouldn't keep it from you. We as a company can't feed the whole of Africa, but if we're able to share this knowledge of proven concepts to you out there, together with all of us doing the right thing, we can feed the whole of Africa, basically. There is also one thing that really caught my attention when John mentioned about the heat. Sometimes it's so easy to forget that the heat we are feeling same. As I've been here for some hours now, I've taken almost 3 liters of water. But you know, he mentioned something about how efficient is the whole thing even going on in their system with regards to their water intake and how they are managing the heat and the humidity. Guys, my handkerchief is wet. Listen, be on the lookout for all of the solutions we are going to bring your way, because a lot of partnerships and collaborations are going to happen. We keep learning each and every day, and believe you me when we say that livestock farming is going to get some serious technological transformation you have never seen before. Continue watching Farming in Africa channel, and on behalf of Fred and the entire Farming in Africa team, join me say thank you to John for giving me this time in this hot sun.
That's a huge pleasure.
Oh, thank you for this interview. We would come your way again with more knowledge, because this is not the end of the journey with him. This is actually the beginning of everything. So just as you've known us to share this journey with you, the ups, the downs, not just the successes, guys. When we were asked to move from Brooklyn, we shared that whole journey with you. And so definitely, the journey of this research and the solutions that eventually come out of it, of course, you would benefit. We want to say we love you and continue to just stay tuned across all social media platforms, not just YouTube. Did you know we have a professional profile on LinkedIn? Yes, we share education there too. Just search for Farming in Africa. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and just keep the comment section active. Like this video, share it, and your last words for my audience as you probably prepare to return to the beautiful country of South Africa.
I'm having a great time here, thank you. Last words, guys, keep watching the channel. There's a lot of good content out there, and yeah, just watch the space. I mean, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to the development. I'm looking forward to coming back and being hopefully here on my next trip as well.
Okay, just watch this space, guys. That's all I have for you today. See you in our next video, and we love you so very much. Bye-bye.